Hello everyone and welcome to Angful Plays. We're taking a look at the PC version of Disney Infinity, and we're doing the Lone Ranger. So Disney Infinity, it's like Skylanders, if you know what that is. You buy these little minifigures and then you put them on this portal and then you can play it in the game. Of course, in the PC version, all you need is to buy it digitally. Now, I personally own the console version, so I already own some of the figures because I have nephews. But you know, if you don't want the toys, you can just buy it as DLC. This is of course the Lone Ranger. The version with Johnny Depp. Now, I actually really liked Johnny Depp movie.
What do you say to it? I'm getting used to this.
But of course, the Disney's Lone Ranger movie is one of the biggest flop Disney's has ever conceived of. I mean, really. I remember being I remember being in the theater with my dad to watch this movie. Like the morning after the premiere. And we were 4 people in the theater. 4 people in the entire theater. This wasn't some small run-of-the-mill theater. It was a pretty big, pretty popular theater in the middle of the city. And yet, only 4 people, like, bothered to even go see it. And I mean, if you look at the sales figures for this movie, you can see that, like, it's like the textbook definition of a bomb. So what is the Lone Ranger? Well, this guy is the Lone Ranger. And he was like he was a radio play character in the 50s. Very popular radio play character in the 50s, and Disney decided to resurrect him using the team that did Pirates of the Caribbean. But they apparently couldn't work their magic because they even brought Johnny Depp in as Toto or Tonto, and that didn't help, like, at all. Ow. What the hell am I doing? Now, Disney Infinity is available semi-free. It's soon like the thing where some of it is free and the rest is to purchase. But if you go to Disney's website right now, I'll put a link in the description and on the screen. If you go to Disney's website right now, you can create a free user. And then you can get the Incredibles playset at Mr. Incredible for free.
Trying to take over the whole frontier, as far as I can tell. One town at a time. Why would he care about Colby? Colby's small. Colby insignificant. He didn't start with Colby, you see. He started with the train. Yep. That Butch Cavendish and his no-good gang robbed every train that came.
So this is like a pseudo version of what the movie is actually about. The movie focuses a lot on the rail lines and
How can we help, Sheriff?
and we get a very in-depth origin story for both Toto and the Lone Ranger for whatever reason. Also, I forgot to set the timer, so I'm just going to count 20 minutes from now, and then we'll call it a bit of a long episode. Let's see. Yeah, I don't know if we're going to go through all of the playsets. First off, I don't have all the playsets. I have the main 3 playsets and this one. But you know, I don't really like. If you guys want to see the rest of the playsets, please leave a comment. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Really helps. I know everybody says, like, please give a thumbs up, and I know I've said so in other videos, but it really does help. I'm not saying it for fun. Here's the thing, though. Getting a thumbs up and getting a share and getting more views on your videos makes your video more likely to be suggested in the sidebar to people, which means that it also appears higher on the list in search engines, and that in turn generates more people to watch my videos, and that in turn makes it more possible for me to get out there and have people watch my stuff. So it really does help. So we're just gonna pick up some items here, just so we have them, in case we want them for whatever. Now, Lone Ranger movie had this sort of Pirates of the Caribbean style, which, you know, is understandable when you think about, you know, the fact that most of the people working on it had worked on Pirates of the Caribbean, but it's just a weird choice for a Lone Ranger movie, because Lone Ranger is more like a superhero, I would say. Like a cowboy version of Zorro or the Phantom. And making it like a huge Western action shootout. Probably not the best choice in the world. Also, the timing for making this movie is really odd. They just flopped with John Carter recently, which was made roughly the same style. And, like, it also felt a lot like John Carter. It just did a lot worse than John Carter. So let's talk to this guy.
They sure made a mess of Colby, didn't they?
It's also like cowboy movies are not like in at the moment, so why they suddenly try to make?
If you want, you can have more than one mission open at a time. The mission log will help you keep track. From here, you can get to both the mission log and the toy store. Open the mission. This shows all the missions you've accepted and lets you activate a particular... Great!
Okay, so let's repair this building. There we go. Look, if it was that easy to repair a building, I don't think buildings would get destroyed in the first place. But okay, it was the Old West. Buckley's... Buckley and Welch, Stoves and Hardware. So, the entirety of Disney Infinity is like, there's not like a main story. Unlike Skylanders, there's not really a main story. Instead you get these playsets, which is, you know, we're exploring one of the playsets right now. Where you just kinda one of the movies that the characters are based on, or one of the worlds that the characters come from, and then do missions and small storylines. And not all figures have their own playsets for whatever reason. Like, one of the most advertised characters you can buy for this game is Wreck-It Ralph and his little friend, who I don't remember the name of, and they don't have a playset for whatever reason. Same goes for Anna and I don't remember the other girl's name from Frozen. Don't have a playset either, but are also very advertised. Honestly, I really thought they would like do a playset for each new movie coming out, but better safe than sorry, I guess.
Say, friend, it looks like some mules broke out of the corral in the chaos. Would you mind rounding them up?
So, I originally got this game for the Nintendo Wii, and the Nintendo Wii version has a lot of problems. First off, the game was made way too late in the Nintendo Wii's lifetime. So, like, the Wii is not nearly powerful enough to run this game at all. Like, when you play this game on the Nintendo Wii, the sound is horribly compressed. The areas are made extremely smaller. You run into invisible walls. Cities are not as detailed. You know, some cutscenes are moved, some features of the game are removed entirely. Like, in a minute we'll be building trains, and that is not a feature in the Wii version at all. The Wii U does have it. The Wii U is just as powerful as the PS3 and the Xbox 360. So it does have all. That one does have it all. Like, it basically looks like this does now. But please, for the love of God, if you're considering getting this game and all you have is a Nintendo Wii, get the PC version. I really cannot stress that enough. Please, please, please do yourself a favor and get the PC version of this game. Because there's nothing for you in the Nintendo Wii version. Like, at all. But it is a good game.
You don't want to go it alone. Best get yourself a royal horse. So mosey on over to the toy store and saddle up.
So there's two ways to get characters for this game. Well, in the PC version you can buy them virtually, so you don't have to deal with going to the physical stores, and you don't have to deal with storage and such. But for the console version, you have to buy the figurines, which I did, and with them comes a small code card, which you can type into, like, your PC, and then you will get the virtual version as well. I personally also I kind of recommend actually getting the minifigures if you're into collecting at all, because they're really pretty. I have them on my shelf in front of me right now, and I really like what they look like. I really feel like they really did a good job with designing them. Especially, I've seen the minifigures or the figurines for Skylanders, and I really have to say I much prefer the art style they went with in Disney Infinity. Another thing Disney Infinity has that Skylanders does not is that if you buy Like, it's already been announced that there's going to be more than one generation of Disney Infinity minifigures, and just like there is with Skylanders. This is one of the... By the way, this is a secret. Get all 5 of these and you get a crow outfit that can make you fly. Anyway, and the thing is, if you buy... Like right now, I think it's Skylanders, Skylanders World, Skylanders Giants, and Skylanders Double Funk something mix-up thing. The thing is, if you buy a Skylanders Giant character, it won't work in your normal Skylanders game. You have to buy the new Skylanders game. But that's not the case with Disney Infinity. If you go out in a few years when the next Disney Infinity comes out and buy a figurine from one of them, it will still work in the original Disney Infinity game, because all the programming is inside the figure, the minifigure. It also means the playsets work backwards compatible with all the versions of the game, because again, all the programming code data they need is in the actual little see-through thing. I feel like that's brilliant. That's a brilliant way of doing it. Like, you can keep releasing new stuff without alienating your original audience who may not be able to afford the original stuff. That's awesome. I really wish more game developers would do stuff like that. Of course, it's easier with stuff like Disney Infinity, but sorry, had to cough. But still, you know.
Say, where's your horse? Don't know how you can get by without one. You best pay a visit to the general store.
So, this game also uses this general store or toy store system, because everything is meant to be like a toy. You're just meant to be a kid playing, which is brilliant, by the way. And I should move the mouse out of the way, by the way. Something very wrong with that horse. But yeah, what was I about to say? It uses this toy store system, and it's very much about customization. I feel like there's meant to be like a sprint version. Is it just me? Ah, there we go. There we go. Okay. Let's talk to this guy. But yeah, you see, I'm collecting coins right now, and that's to buy more items, like the train later on and such.
I got something else you can help me with, if you don't mind. The Cavendish gang built blockades on the tracks to keep the trains from coming through. Would you help me get rid of them?
So we go out and blow this up. But yeah, especially in I feel like the one where they do it the most is the Incredible playset. where you have to buy every single thing you need, and you need new stuff constantly. Thankfully, it doesn't have like... This could easily have become like a pay-to-win game, or like something a la Farmville or something like that, where you wait billion years or can pay to do it quicker. Thankfully, they didn't go with that route, and they just made an actual game. Because I feel like that's one of the dangers when you make stuff like this. I mean, I've seen far too many really cool concepts where they started doing the Farmville thing. Games I liked originally too, and games I've actually ended up spending money on. Stuff like Castleville. Which, yeah, I realize Castleville is made by the same company, but still, they could have learned their lesson. Yeah, I've spent... This is kinda... It's kinda embarrassing, but I've spent hours just playing Castleville on Facebook. I don't really know why. Something about that game just enticed me completely. I have a huge city in Castleville. Okay. See. Now you can see I need Toto for this, so we can just Tonto for this, so I can just show you how switching your character works. So you press the select button and then no, wait, wrong. Start button. Go to virtual base, which you can see it looks like the base you get with the starting pack of the game. And you can see like I have Lone Ranger, I have Tonto, and I have the Incredible, Mr. Incredible, Mrs. Incredible, Syndrome, Mike, Sully, Ralph, Jack Sparrow, that guy. Fuck, I don't remember all the names of these characters. Where you can get all sorts of important Disney characters. We're going with Tonto. Let's see, I should have, well, okay. Switching to Tonto. Open our chest here. Tonto costume. Yeah, and that toy we can use for the toy box mode, which lets us create stages like Little Big Planet. So it's kind of like a mix of Little Big Planet and Skylanders. And just, you know, with Disney characters thrown in the mix to advertise it better. There was another Disney game where it was like Disney Infinity, but not with minifigures, and you were kids instead, just putting on costumes. I've not tried it, but it was released for the Nintendo Wii, and as far as I can understand, they stopped support for it because they released Disney Infinity, and I'm really sorry for those that played that game. It's always sad when a game is taken down. Leave the graveyard here. See, this is a reference to that the Lone Ranger's chest is on the graveyard is a reference to the original movie, because that's part of the Lone Ranger's backstory, and I'm not going to reveal what his backstory is because it's actually a pretty big part of the movie. So, switching to Lone Rangers, we can open the chest and get the Lone Ranger costume. Yay! See, okay, it's time to stop. Well, thank you for watching this episode of Thankful Plays. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll join me next time. Until then, bye!